Alright guys, we're back in my garage for another episode of the B58 Digest. If you're new to the channel, I use these videos to help keep you updated on the latest developments in the B58 community. So if that's something that you're interested in, be sure to subscribe to the channel. There will be a lot more of these videos coming out in the future. So today's update comes from MHD, and they've released map update version 3.67, which has a whole bunch of different changes included. But one of the main changes that most people are interested in is the new Brap sound. And so the whole purpose of this is to basically replicate the Overrun sound from the M2, M3, and M4. A lot of people have been asking for this for a while. Honestly, I really didn't know that there was a significant difference between our cars and the M cars, but now it's pretty noticeable when you hear them come off of the throttle. There's basically like this small Brap sound. It sounds very similar to the sound that it makes when a DCT shifts. You know, they have that temporary ignition cut to allow the transmission to shift gears. And so this will basically give you a very similar sound. Now, it isn't the same as burbles, but it does happen at the same time. And there are a lot of different things that you can do to kind of manipulate the sound to make it sound exactly how you want. And of course, this is going to be highly dependent on the exhaust you have. So if you have a stock exhaust or just a downpipe, or maybe, you know, an aftermarket mid-pipe or muffler, those will all sound a little bit different, and also the actual volume will be a little bit different as well. So I was curious how this sounded, and I just kind of asked on Instagram if anybody had some videos of their car making this Brap sound, you know, to kind of send them in. So here are a couple. So you can see kind of how it can sound different depending on the car and the actual exhaust setup. You can also adjust the actual duration, so you can have a short or long duration. And then if you have burbles on top of that, you're going to probably want to make your burble duration longer as well, because if that's too short and the Brap sound is too long, then you won't hear your burbles at all. So it just makes it very easy to configure exactly how you would like it. I know some people are curious how it will sound with their specific setup. And honestly, the easiest thing to do is just to flash it on your map and hear how it sounds for yourself. If you enjoy it, you can change it. If not, you can keep it. And it's also something that you should be able to set with different settings and different map slots. So when you switch between maps, you can go from like a super aggressive sound to something with everything turned off if you want. Now, the other updates that are included with this change are for anti-lag. So they actually fixed some issues where some people maybe weren't able to get the wheel buttons to work correctly. So they basically fixed any issues that people were having, it looks like in G Series Gen 1 B58s. They also improved the anti-lag takeoff. So we talked about this before, but they enabled it so that you can use anti-lag on your launch. And they basically adjusted some settings to make your anti-lag takeoff more effective. And then finally, they restored the transmission selection choice in the tune. So this was something that was removed in a lot of map updates that were released earlier this year, and they're adding it back. So basically, you can check the torque limiter delete option if you don't have XHP. If you do have XHP, then you don't need to check that box because XHP will delete the torque limits for you. So this is mostly just a feature for people that don't have XHP yet, and they don't want the transmission to cut power when they go over those calculated torque limits. So yeah, lots of good updates coming from MHD. Hopefully everybody on that platform feels like, you know, they're getting their money's worth, because I know you guys waited a little while for the more recent updates, and now it looks like you guys are getting even more changes and fixes for your car. So definitely go try it out, and hopefully you guys all enjoy these new updates. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope this helps. And if you have any other questions or comments, leave them down below.